Last year, LTT dubbed the Logitech G935s as their headphones of choice. Much to my delight, as an owner of both the 633s and 933s, which are nearly identical, spare for the slightly smaller drivers. Only recently I happened across Alienware's 510H headphones. And I'll be honest, until now I didn't know Alienware made peripherals, but they're sleek and they're much less garishly gamer than any of Logitech's offerings. So, do they sound as good as they look? Let's find out. Let's quickly go through what's in the box. The headphones, obviously, 2 Velcro cable ties, nice, and 2 cables, one 3.5mm to 3.5mm, and one 3.5mm to USB, both with inline volume controls. As soon as you take the 510Hs out of the box, they feel significantly more premium than any of the Logitech models that I have on hand. The matte white plastic looks great, though I am a sucker for anything that is matte and white. The simple design of the headset is much more elegant and less RGB and gamer than a lot of Logitech's headphones. They also don't creak at all, which is probably the most notorious attribute of Logitech's G933 headphones. And they have really pleasant weight to them. It does make it feel quite premium. Pleasant, that is, until you put them on your head. While the headphones have a really strong clamping force, the weight of the headphones do seem to be resting on the headband anyway. I found that I had to take off the headphones almost hourly because of both pain across the top of my head and around my ears due to the strong clamping force. The ear cups are a firm, breathable mesh on the inside, stitched with left and right for each of the ear cups, as well as nice pleather on the outside. And while I never found them to get too hot, that's probably because I couldn't keep them on for long enough because they weren't comfortable enough for long sessions. The ear cups come off with a really easy twist, and it makes it seem like they're very easy to replace, until you start looking around online and see that you can't buy any replacements. The lack of controls on the headphones contributes to the minimal and sleek aesthetic, but it means that you have to use the inline controls, and they aren't great. Unlike having the controls on your headphones where they're always in the same place, around your ear, the inline cable can shift around. It might not be the same place every time, so it's just not as convenient as on headphone controls. What is good, however, is the microphone. There's a Discord certification on the box, and it sounds super clear, especially compared to the G933s. I also really like how neatly they tuck away into the headset, and honestly, you could wear this outside without getting too many weird looks. Alienware has a high bar to leap over when comparing to the sound of the G933s, which are just downright exceptional. They sound good out of the box, and I describe them as the common consumer sound, a little bass heavy with alright mids and highs. They lack the separation and clarity the G933s have, but they're not bad by any means. In fact, I prefer the Alienware sound for some use cases. Games like Titanfall and Doom sound punchier and more immersive, and for your general movie watching and YouTube binging, they're pretty good if they feel comfortable for long enough. For competitive gaming, say in Counter-Strike or Rainbow Six, I would still pick the G933s. Their separation and clarity makes it really easy to pick out specific sounds, like an enemy's footsteps, and their neutral tone makes them really good for working with media. Though if you're looking for media headphones specifically, don't buy either of these. If you have a dedicated DAC, plugging in the 510Hs does give them a little more range, but they still fall short of the clarity and separation that the G933s have. Given that both the Alienware 510Hs and Logitech's wired G633s are around the same price here in Australia, about $200, I can't recommend the Alienware choice for anyone, unless you have a smaller head or you're already in the Alienware ecosystem and just getting more Alienware peripherals is your aesthetic, then maybe it's your choice. But the G633s would have better clarity, a more neutral tone, and in my case, much better comfort. And so I have to say, Logitech still holds the throne here.